You worked on these
Sand table.
dinners. When you're setting them up, do you think their plan was going to work?
Of course, that's why we set them up. As a matter of fact, the sand table that I did for the invasion, the division called it a masterpiece. The only thing about it, nobody hit it. Nobody hit it right. One platoon, one plane out of 47 airplanes hit the target the night of June the 5th. In that plane, half of them were murdered and half of them were captured. And I was supposed to be on that plane. By chance, I thought it was a spotter for the Nevada. I was told that time. But found out later there was a newspaper man that was reporting by a newspaper reporter that took my seat on that plane. He came back with the plane to, after they dropped off these people that were murdered or captured. Half the plane, including my commanding officer, Colonel Wolf.
When you're on the plane to Normandy, what are you thinking about? You thinking about home? You're praying?
Thinking about getting killed. Scared to death, like the rest of them. Stuff coming through the planes. And
it's silent. You guys talking
very
about
silent. Very silent. Yes. Very silent. Deep within their own thoughts. Like me, I guess. When we finally got the word to get up, stand up, and hook up, move to the door, when the green light went on, let's clear the plane, the guy in front of me dropped, fell down, because he was carrying a mortar. Of course, I was loaded up with 80, 90 pounds of stuff as well. He had, besides this stuff, had a mortar plus his weapon. I had my maps and my M1 rifle, so forth. He fell down. I had to pick him up. By the time I jumped out, it must have gone 4, 5, 6 miles, 8 miles, I don't know. I know it was gone. When I got in the plane, I was by myself. I jumped into the bunch of cows. I didn't know where I was, had no idea. I knew I wasn't where I was supposed to be. And I saw this burning building next to me, and I knew I was in some sort of compound with a bunch of cows. And they were mooing like hell. Of course, I started mooing too, because I figured that the Germans thought I was a cow, so. And by the time I got my thoughts together, I figured I had to get out of there, and I picked up a tracer plane that they had going overhead, showing north and south. And I knew where I had to go. From where, I don't know, but I knew I had to go northwest to get where I was supposed to go. So I started that direction. I picked up about 4 or 5 men. Not from my plane incidentally. And finally decided that we were just going, and not knowing where we were going, better find out. I had a little quick discussion with these 5 people, 6 people maybe, that we would go check with the farmer, because the farmers, I said, knew where they were and they could read maps. That was their thing. So we contacted this farmer, thinking like it was Sunday morning, knocked on the door. He came to the door, husband and wife, and she started to scream, and I grabbed her, and the man that was with me off the enlisted man grabbed him, and put him on the ground, on the floor. We told him it was an invasion, not thinking about what we looked like. I had not had time to shave my head or black my face, but the guy I was with had we call it a mohawk cut and black face. He must have scared the hell out of this farmer and his wife. But we got down on the floor, got my maps out, and first thing I told him, he understood what I wanted. I said, St. Mary Eglise, and he pointed, and he said, we, by St. Mary Eglise. So I oriented the map toward where he pointed, and I said, St. Con de Mont, that's where we were originally going to land, map stick. And he said, we, and I pointed the map again a little bit more. Then I said, I remember exactly what I said, Rivan, that was near our objective. And he pointed to Rivan, and I again oriented my map. And the next thing I said, Carentan. I figured I'd get 4 or 5 different points on the map. And he hit on the floor. And he said, we, Carentan. And I said, Carentan. He said, we. And he hit the back on the floor. And I knew that he was telling me that we were in Carentan. And I said to my friend, who was a soldier, I didn't know his name or who he was, I said, we got to get the hell out of here right now, because I had put on my sand table a little notice on top of the steeple in Carentan, avoid at all costs, because that was a home of 2 armored corps that we knew about. So that started us off. Finally picked up 18 men on the way to our objective. After I had meeting halfway, the colonel of the 502nd Parachute Infantry, coming through the brush, one always said, Sergeant, do you know where the hell you are? I said, yes, sir, I know exactly where I am. And I showed him on the map. And we went on our way and he went on his way. I got to the objective with 18 men. And that started about 3 o'clock in the morning. And that started our combat phase of Normandy. Of course, between that time I got shot in the bridge of the nose, which of course hurt me, but it didn't incapacitate me. Now, that's Normandy.
What was your most frightening moment for D-Day?
Most frightening moment D-Day? D-Day itself was the airplanes coming over and bombing us while we were at the bridges. D-Day itself. As far as Normandy, the most frightening day was the Battle of the Bloody Gulch, where I knew that that was going to be the end of me. It was my birthday. And there I was, sitting duck, but finally came through that.